Hi everyone. On today's episode of ACC About Town, I'm Garrett Skupinski, and we are diving into the Museum of the Future Present, where we are going to be looking at their interactive art exhibits featuring local artists mixed with local musicians. Let's go see what it's all about as creatives hoping for texture, color, and just maybe a little bit of emotional connection. Let's go. Ooh, so first exhibit right off the bat, we're getting that 90s nostalgia. I can get into this. I can get into the poster fantasy of just being an angsty teen. As an older student at ACC, it's always fun to get ignited in a creative way that takes you back, not always looking forward. This gives you that calm and that I'm an angsty teen in my own world. Really love how we're starting off. Let's get into the rest of it. So let's get into room number 2. It's actually like a bing bam boom. It's kind of like a little bit of everything. Still have that nostalgia of the back in the day kind of vibes. I really love how they do the colors in here. You of course get the intense reinforcement, but the screens are bringing you art on top of art. Then you experience textures on top of the art. So this room, all reflective into our psychedelic kind of astronaut, really plays with light and color, and I'm absolutely in love with it. So one fascinating thing that you can do is it's an interactive exhibit, duh. You can really experience this yourself in a way that is personal with the fiber optic cables and how the lights really play off you. This is just a fully personal experience. You can really immerse yourself. You can get yourself into your own experience within the artwork. This is one of those aesthetics that though it's loud, it's comforting, it makes you want to dance, but also just have a piece of pie and just get into the fantasy. Once you're done with your pie, you can gracefully get up and walk right into the next exhibit, which is heartbreakingly beautiful. And this is set up where I can sit here for hours and enjoy my experience. I'm seeing colors, I'm seeing textures, images and images. It reminds me of the era of MySpace when you are making silly pixels. But this is one great thing about the museum is just sitting here, transitioning to beautiful things that you just don't want to stop looking at. We walk into monochromatic, we walk into light play. We still have Pong playing, but now you're part of the display, you're part of the experience, and I am into it. If you're an Instagrammer, this is your spot to be, baby. With this lighting, it hits you in just the right spot. Literally, this is exactly what my husband would wear every single day, even at home while working. Love a good foliage moment. They've done this amazing connection of the foliage with the lighting and then this beautiful art. You just want to stand here and figure it out, but at the same time, it's got a message that you could sit here and just educate yourself all day long on. Get into the nature fantasy. Let's see what's next. This is one of the rooms that I would just put a chair in and I would just let the sounds engulf me. Let the colors engulf me, really just enjoying being part of the art, being part of the experience. This will be real good for your soul, I can promise you. We have a really good opportunity here to explore the human body and explore what art can be and what it can be expressed as, looking at what is the body, how do we control our own bodies, and what can be done about it. I'm always looking at how geometry can be played in a modern way. What's the future of fashion and of design when it comes to geometrics? And I really, really enjoy being able to go from something like this piano that I can actually play into this crazy hazmat photo booth situation where as you look at his face, it's just static. The museum does a wonderful job of just getting your mind in the right space to explore art, experience art, and fall in love with art. Today we have a very special treat for you, all the viewers of ACC About Town. We are going to be interviewing Mary from the Museum of the Future Present. Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
I'm wonderful, thriving.
I love it.
Tell us who you are and how you're involved with the museum.
You know, this particular exhibit was actually curated by a man named Autry Fulbright, and then Esteban, who's also on our partner team, Esteban Ray. They really came together in the beginning of the pandemic, and we're always just kind of throwing around ideas like, oh, we should work together, we should create something. But the pandemic was really an opportunity for them to create. People weren't touring. People weren't able to go out and do things, especially these musicians who are beyond just performing. They are creators, they're artists, they're videographers, they're graphic designers. Autry and Esteban got together and were like, okay, how can we create a space for these performers to showcase their art? And so it was kind of just the perfect conglomeration of who's in town, who's wants to create, who's like ready to kind of just throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks. And so when it came to choosing artists, it was more like who chose us.
What do you hope people are going to take away, or emotionally, inspirationally, what do you hope they walk away from when they experience the exhibit?
Right now in this particular day and age, like, things are just heavy, right? And we're processing a lot, we're dealing with a lot, we're trying to return to normalcy in this state of what the going on still. For me, and with art in general, and with the Museum of the Future Present, I hope that people can just kind of escape for a little bit. Take a seat, sit, take the art in, sit with the music, just really drift off. I hope that they just give themselves the space to do that.
I'm right on there with you. What can we do that helps experience art?
I mean, art is just anything that either takes you out of your body or even more into it, if that makes sense. I mean, really connecting with all of your senses, getting out of the day-to-day. Art is not just galleries and exhibits. Art is fashion. Art, you know, it's the purest form of expression. That allows and gives other people the permission to do the same.
Final question. As an ACC student that is in fashion design, but also dabbles, you know, I do some printmaking, I'm in the jewelry crafting next semester. What would you like students to really look forward into art? Or if they come here and experience it, what do you hope they take away as students in design?
You know, I think anything that inspires you is just magical. And you can find it in anything. Like, I think just allowing yourself to be in a state of wonder, like that childlike, excited state of wonder, is the purest form of inspiration. And so, whatever it takes for you to get there.
Thanks everybody for joining us on this episode of ACC About Town here at the Museum of the Future Present. We really had a great time getting immersed in their art and their music today. If you want to check out when this exhibit is going to be running through in 2021, check out museumofthefuturepresent.com. They will be having a whole new exhibit in 2022. Thank you to the museum and everyone involved today. My name is Garrett Skupinski, and I can't wait to see you on campus.